Bon dia, and welcome to Move to Portugal Daily, episode 108, May 26th, 2026. I'm Mateus Costa with the Portuguese Pride Network. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you exactly what you need on NHR for freelancers. 3 money moves to cut taxes and qualify for residency. Let's run the numbers.
Picture this. You're at a sunlit table in a Lisbon cafe, laptop open, the smell of espresso in the air, and your monthly statements blink back at you. You want 2 things: pay less tax and qualify for residency cleanly. Today, I'll give you 3 concrete money moves that address both, with example euro figures and exactly what to show at CEF. By the end, you'll have a 1-year checklist you can act on tomorrow. Why this matters right now. NHR, D7 proof, and Social Security are not separate problems. They're the same puzzle seen from different sides. How you earn, where you route payments, and how you document recurring income will determine your tax exposure and whether CEF grants residency without back and forth. For freelancers planning a move in 2026, getting this part right up front saves months of paperwork and several thousand euros in surprises.
Point 1. Structure income for NHR Advantage. I'll use 3 simple scenarios and show illustrative outcomes, then explain what to aim for. Scenario A. 12,000 euros per year in passive foreign rental income. Scenario B. 36,000 euros per year from a mix of short contracts and a small retainer. Scenario C. 60,000 euros per year as a full-service freelance contractor, charging a monthly retainer. How NHR changes things. For qualifying foreign-sourced passive income, some types can be exempt from Portuguese tax under NHR. That could mean Portugal tax of €0 on that foreign rental income, depending on where it's taxed in treaties. For Portuguese-sourced high-value activities, NHR can offer a 10-year preferential framework. In practice, many freelancers structure eligible professional income under a flat special rule instead of higher progressive rates. To keep this practical, compare net outcomes. Under a general regime, you might see effective taxes of roughly 15 to 25% on these incomes. Under structured NHR outcomes, illustrated net tax might drop to near 0% for passive foreign rent, scenario A, about 20% flat for eligible professional income, scenario C, and a mixed result for scenario B. These are illustrative ranges. Exact treatment depends on residence, source, and treaties. Let's make it tangible for Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve. If you live in Lisbon with scenario C at $60,000 and you use NHR-friendly structuring for eligible activity, your Portuguese tax bill could be materially lower than the general regime, translating into several thousand euros saved per year. In Porto or the Algarve, the tax rules are the same, but lower living costs in Porto or the Algarve mean the same net income goes further for housing and lifestyle. The bottom line, move income into the correct legal bucket, foreign passive versus eligible professional versus Portuguese sourced, and back that classification with contracts and invoices. Point 2. Documenting steady cash flow for a D7-style residency application. CEF wants to see real, recurring funds that cover living costs. Here are tidy thresholds to plan around. Single applicant, about 9,000 euros per year. Couple, about 18,000 euros per year. Family, starting around 30,000 euros per year. These are working targets. Additional dependents raise the threshold. What counts as proof? Bank statements showing recurring deposits, signed retainer contracts, platform payout histories, rental receipts, and invoiced retainers with matching payments. Present them as a 1-year bundle. 12 months of bank statements, 6 to 12 months of invoices or recurring contract pages, and a short cover letter that summarizes the income sources and payment cadence. At SEF, clear, consistent documentation beats creative explanations. Point 3. Social Security and digital nomad planning. This is where many freelancers trip up. You have 2 common paths. Maintain home country Social Security under an A1 certificate or similar where allowed, or register in Portugal as self-employed and pay Portuguese social contributions. Typical monthly contribution ranges you should budget for are roughly 200 to 600 euros per month, depending on your declared base and whether you opt into a higher declared income for pension accrual. Paying into Portugal strengthens healthcare and pension continuity, but canceling home contributions before checking bilateral rules can create gaps. Regionally, the decision to contribute in Portugal affects your access to the National Health Service and eventual pension equally, whether you live in Lisbon, Porto, or the Algarve. The financial impact differs only in local living costs, so budget your contribution choice into your net income plan for the city you choose. Action steps. 3 immediate moves you can make this week. 1. Restructure invoicing so income lines are clear. Separate foreign platform payouts, foreign client retainers, and Portuguese-sourced work into distinct invoice items. 2. Set up a Portuguese-friendly Euro bank flow, an EU IBAN, a multi-currency account, or Wise or Revolut-style setup that produces clear SEPA traces. 3. Prepare a 1-year proof bundle now. 12 months of bank statements, invoices, and a short cover memo that explains the payment cadence. These steps reduce friction at SEF and make NHR conversations with your accountant much faster. Common mistakes to avoid. Mixing personal and business accounts. It blurs proof. Relying on verbal or informal platform payout records without matching bank entries. And delaying tax registration in Portugal while living there. Also, do not cancel home country Social Security until you confirm the bilateral rules or have written advice. That gap can cost you years of pension credits. Listener question: can my platform income count? Short answer, yes, if it's recurring and documented. Here's a practical invoice line you can add to strengthen the proof. Monthly retainer, remote software consultancy, recurring payment, client name, period, 01-2025, 12-2025. Match that invoice to the bank deposit and include a short contract or screenshot of the platform payout schedule. That trio, invoice, bank trace, and platform record, is what SEF will respect. Before I close, these figures and examples are illustrative. Taxes and Social Security depend on your facts, domicile, treaty position, and exact income mix. Use this episode as a practical roadmap, then get a short consultation with a Portuguese tax lawyer or certified accountant to finalize the structure. Download the Freelancer to Portugal 9-Men checklist at PortuguesePrideNetwork.com/checklist. Send your NHR question to Mateus at PortuguesePride.network and we'll answer practical ones on the show. If this helped, subscribe on YouTube and follow on your favorite podcast app for daily practical moves. That's your move for today. If this helped, hit subscribe on YouTube and follow on your favorite podcast app. For more information, visit nomadlifesuccess.com. This is Mateus Costa. Saúde, and I'll see you tomorrow.